This is going to be a little different today. We're going to hone in on one area. All right, this video is about paint touches and making two people guard you. All right, it's usually done through dribble penetration, but it can be done off the pass as well. So Julian gets down, that's pretty deep, so we'll consider the paint touch. He reverse pivots, that's training. And now because of that, there's movement from the defense, which allows Dylan to get to the hole and score pretty easily. All right, so that was a paint touch or close enough. All right, so DJ's at the top. He's about to get a screen. Now notice when Julian starts to turn his body, DJ attacks his top foot to make him, so now he could get downhill. Darren has to help early. So now when the second guy guards you, that means one person's open. We get a pass right to Sincere right underneath the basket. All right, these are great plays that I'm putting down. It's not based off the result of the shot. It's usually based off the quality that the paint touch creates. All right, so here comes Julian. He's attacking. There's no spacing. Darren should be spaced out, but Mackenzie sees the back of her defender's head, so she cuts. Julian makes a great pass. Another great play by Julian with the ball. All right. Here comes DJ. I like the skips, DJ. Sincere, get an attack. You could have got your own paint touch right there, but you didn't. So Braden goes and gets one. I want him to stay on the ground and not in the air, but again, quality of shot was great. All right, that's a paint touch off the pass. Jay did really good at playing off of that with the cutters. Another wide open shot down the paint. We're just not hitting them right now. That's all that means. All right, so now we get a paint touch. If you get Mackenzie, great. But look, who we have? Nello wide open. Nello, you got to shoot that. But that's a great play by Dylan to get a paint touch. Nello was wide open. He didn't take it, so now he takes a shot that's not as good. All right. All right, JR, we got to work on the footwork. That's a travel right there. So we got to work on the footwork when we get down, when we handle the ball. All right, we got some movement. Got to space the floor. Now, look, Darren's wide open, Dylan. You got to be able to see that. But nonetheless, you get a paint touch as you're attacking. So now it's too late to hit Darren. Julian's wide open. Julian should have spaced, so it's a longer run for the closeout guy. And he's kind of close to you, so even though he gets a shot up, it ends up being contested. But we got a paint touch and we got a high-quality shot. All right. As we get more comfortable with the ball, Braden, I think your head's going to start coming up. But right now your head's kind of straight down when you're dribbling, so you can't see the plays to be made there. All right. So here comes a couple dribble handoffs. They're not clean, but nonetheless, Julian picks up his dribble. Don't pick up your dribble till you're ready to shoot or pass. All right, you want to keep your dribble alive. All right, here we go. Dylan makes two guys guard him, and then Trent makes two guys guard him, which should hit Darren now. Takes a dribble too long, finally hits him, so now he's not quite as open. Remember, it's a lot tougher to get that first paint touch. After the second, to be the recipient of the second paint touch, it's a lot easier. All right, so right here, Cody, you have to cut to the basket. You're wide open for a layup. Braden is kind of waiting on you to cut. After a while, he just has to throw it to you, and now you got to take a contested two where we got to learn to run to space. When that second guy guards us, we got to learn to run to space and get layups. Darren, you should turn the corner to score a layup. You're kind of dribbling a pass instead of dribbling a score. All right, so now you get it again, and now that's a great over-the-top pass as you go and get your paint touch, and Zayden's wide open underneath the basket. All right, so but you need to get that on the first go, not the second. All right, good dribble handoff to start. Paint touch. You shouldn't float up, Jalen. You should float down. So now Braden has to throw it behind him. And even though you didn't float down, you're still wide open. You got to take that shot. All right. So Jalen, you passed up a great shot. All right. So make sure we're taking those. All right. So look, when we're playing defense, we can't play behind guys. We got to play next to them when they're in line, or else they're gonna cut straight to the goal for layups. All right. So you got to know what you're protecting. Stand between your man and the basket. All right. Here's a fast break. All right. Obviously, that's a paint touch in the open court. All right, so that was good, but you can't let DJ, after your defense had time to get set, and let DJ run coast to coast. All right, the first one was a fast break. The second one was inexcusable because there was a set defense. Or at very least, y'all had time to get set. Now, again, we're playing behind people. We're not playing next to them. Y'all are in a man, not a zone. So now all guys have to do is just cut to the basket. So these aren't great, super complex out-of-bounds plays. We just got to learn how to play defensively. All right, you got to throw it now. Or way to throw it ahead, Darren. That was good. All right, Mackenzie, I would have spaced a little bit over, so I'd have had more time to shoot. But nonetheless, you're still open. All right, Trent, good tough defense right there. Braden, we got to learn to dribble with our left hand. The ball always comes back to your right. But again, you see the back of Christopher's head, so you cut. DJ, throw it clean to him. But again, that's a good play because that was a good read. All right. So now I like this step through, then pass by DJ. That is nice. That's called creating a passing lane. So he uses footwork to create a passing lane. Really nice. All right, again, same thing. Way to drift to space, Jay. All right, and way to finish that one. We got to make sure you're finishing more shots at the rim there. All right, so good job to space. Good vision. I like how Darren's getting guys in order. He's telling them to space. Dylan is way too close, so it's tough for y'all to run offense. So Dylan, you got to understand, space is offense and offense is spacing. So we got to do better. Hey, good paint touch there, Trent. You actually did get fouled on the elbow. I didn't recognize it until I paused the tape. All right, so way to run that space again, Sincere. That was good, but there we go, playing behind guys again. We got to learn to protect the basket. All right, and paint touch by Ethan. Way to knife and get through the defense, Ethan. That was tough layup right there. All right, here comes Darren. Way to reverse pivot, Darren. You got a paint touch. Trent is wide open. Hey, they're not always going to go in. We're just looking for the quality of shots that we need to create. Mackenzie, I really like how patient you're becoming. You're able to wait until people get in order or put them in order and then attack. This is a good attack. But when you do, Christopher's on the backside and short corner wide open, and so is Zayden. I don't mind the shot. I just want you to know that those two plays are there for Zayden and Christopher for open shots. All right, so again, good paint touch nonetheless. I put this because this is a left-handed layup in a live game. We've worked on that quite a while. It's a big difference between doing it in drills, Ethan, and being able to do it in a live game. That was impressive. All right, good, Julian. I think we go for a dribble handoff. Now, once you pick up this ball, Nello, this is good to go to space. Darren, you got to give space so Ethan doesn't have a chance to get in that play and disrupt his shot. Poor spacing almost caused Nello not to get open shot. But you got to shoot those right there, Nello. When you're open, those are the ones you shoot. All right, Ethan, we got to work on going left as well. You're strong right, but nonetheless, that's what was open. If you don't see a guy's chest all the way to the hole, if you do, then maybe it's time to kick. So that's a good attack. On this kick out, Sincere, you got to be ready to shoot that. All right. I like that you kind of hesitate there, Evan, to wait for the guy to close out all the way to you so you can drive. As soon as Braden helps in, there's the kick. That's a perfect timing on when to kick. All right. So Dylan's wide open. Make sure you're balanced after you shoot, Dylan. But that was really good by Evan right there. Oh, good little jig move. Another good interior pass by DJ. That's the hardest type of pass, is where you can consistently throw it interiorly. All right, so good finish right there. So now here's the opportunistic plays, the plays that we had an opportunity to score and we just weren't able to take advantage of. Kenzie does a great job of making two guarder. That's the hard part. The easy part is just throw a good pass. So since you threw a bad pass, Julian can't really do anything immediately on that. Here, poor space, and Dylan and Darren are on top of Julian. But Zayden is open, and that's what we talked about, interior pass. And I know that's tough for y'all to see right now, but that's a pass. Zayden against Cody is a good matchup for the yellow team. All right, so we got to be able to see the mismatches as well. All right, Braden, look at DJ. He's right in front of Coach Sean. As he's floating, you got to look to hit him because Darren comes to guard you. So DJ's wide open. Again, that's not a bad shot, just an opportunity missed for a better shot. All right, good cut, DJ. Now look at Cody. Cody's open. I think you end up kind of getting fouled, but that's another, getting a better shot. All right, Braden, right here, as you space a little bit away from Julian up the three-point line, but right now you're letting one guy guard two. But when you catch this as you drive, Jay does just like we did on the drills before the game thing started. Jay spaces up. Zayden makes a decision to guard you. You should have hit Jay much earlier. Now it's an adventure for him to get his shot off. So that was an opportunity for an easy shot. Sincere, there's no reason to run up to DJ. I like the way DJ is patient and makes sure we get space before we attack. JR, drop to space, and then DJ could hit you. That's the opportunity there. So DJ tries to split. Now let's watch Evan. As soon as he sees the turnover, he literally runs by everybody. Sincere, Cody, And Zayden is the only one who probably can make that play from length to length on a line and throw it up the court. All right, so defensively, we got to watch that. Now here, look at Cody, DJ. You're about to go up against Zayden, which is going to be tough for you, and Cody's wide open for a much better shot. So again, we got to see that stuff. Now here comes Zayden on the fast break. You got to push yourself. We don't need to throw an outlet pass, Zayden, because look at you now. You're in the paint. All eyes are on you. So when you kick out, it's a wide open shot because of what you're able to create. All right, so if you have the ball handling skills to dribble up the court, definitely do it. All right, so because of all the movement, the player movement, we're getting a lot more offensive rebounds for yellow because defense has never gotten set to figure out who they're guarding, and that's because of the paint touch. So we got to know what's making us successful. All right, Sincere, I think you could hit Braden there or the push pass to whoever's cutting. I think that's Cody. All right, nonetheless, not a bad shot. Another opportunity there. All right, Nello, we got to drive with a plan. Your plan is only to score. And when defense collapses, you don't have a plan anymore. So you got to kick that right there. So instead of y'all getting a shot, y'all get nothing because you're not looking beyond scoring. All right, let's handle that ball, Mackenzie. All right, so now the spacing's starting to get poor. Way to space it, Dylan. Evan, now that Dylan's spacing, this is the same situation as earlier. Braden helps in. You got to kick right now. But you hold it for a dribble too long, and now it's gone, and we could have got the shot we got earlier. Way to get back, Dylan. I like the way you started sprinting on that for transition D. All right, but we got to make sure we're making these plays. All right, so here comes DJ getting downhill. Darren helps, and Braden comes up with them. Braden, you can't come up with them. Now, look, Dylan's in a bad position, Sincere. You should go right by him, and you take a tough off-the-dribble pull-up jumper where you could have got another paint touch and made another play for somebody else. All right, here's Zayden, coast to coast. Again, if you can dribble off of rebounds, instead of wasting time to throw an outlet pass, definitely dribble. All right, JR, just kind of walk it down and slow down just to see if there's any mismatches, kind of read the defense. But right now, you're immediately attacking a set defense, and there's not a great plan. So right now, Cody's open. He's been open a lot today. All right, so we kind of missed him already. All right, now the spacing is poor. Jalen ran up to Ethan. Nonetheless, we get a drive. There's Cody again. All right, I don't think Ethan can see that play. I'm actually surprised that he eventually passed it and tried to get it because I didn't think he ever saw it. So that was good, but 2 opportunities to hit Cody for open looks. Now I like this play. Jay sets a screen on Darren, and Braden spaces really quick. Sincere, you don't have to dribble it, Braden. Just throw it. So now since Darren's momentum carries him out the pitcher, Braden's able to drive. Look at Jay. Jay spaces up again. Zayden has to choose between guarding Zay or the ball. He chooses the ball, so you got to be able to see that, Braden. All right. And Zayden, if y'all haven't noticed, has created 6 or 8 points just off of throw-aheads and pushing the ball off rebound. So that's a value that's kind of a statless stat. All right, these are the poor plays. All right, so Nello, you're looking to attack, but it's basically 2 defenders on 1, so there's nothing really there for you to attack. And now we don't get a shot, and now Julian's the only one back. And he's not Zayden or Dylan or somebody bigger. So when you got 2 or 3 guys coming downhill at Julian, that's a tough spot to put your defense in. Put a smaller player in. So we got to watch those turnovers. Now here, I think we should hit Jay. He's wide open. He's posted up deep. That's a good post. But let's talk about why this is a bad play. So Sincere runs over there. DJ does a good job of trying to create space. All right, but the reason this is a bad play is there's no purposeful paint touches. All right, DJ gets one, but that's not with purpose. So the ball just kind of kicks and swings around, and eventually we just make a mistake, a pass-catch mistake. All right, so we never got a paint touch, and we never swung the ball from side to side, and those are the 2 things you need in offense. All right, so JR is attacking. You got 4 guys on you. That's the hard part, to track so many people. Now you just got to kick. All right, and I think you did get fouled, but, you're not going to be highly efficient doing that play. All right, Nello, slow down. Again, as a younger player, you're not going to be able to attack space like that. JR, know where you are, court awareness. You're wide open. Get to an angle where you could catch and score. You didn't realize that you were wide open for one, and then you didn't realize that where you were on the court. So now you're just kind of stuck underneath the goal. All right. So again, we get a little too deep. All right. Ethan, we got to finish those. But again, these are poor plays because of that. But after we get the ball in the paint, if you kick it out, that's going to be a wide open shot. The best time to shoot a three is after offensive rebound. DJ's wide open for a shot. All right. All right. So again, the ball has not touched the paint. And again, eventually we just kind of chuck one up. And off the dribble threes are going to be low percentage at any level, let alone the sixth grade level. All right. So good drive. You should have hit Evan. Evan's wide open right there, Dylan. So if you would have kicked it to him, that would equate it to a wide open shot at least, even if he doesn't make it. But we didn't get any attempts at all. All right. So what's wrong with hitting Jay right there, JR? He's wide open. So now you hold the ball and look for something better. After you pick up your dribble, there is nothing better. All right. So here comes Dylan. DJ helps up. Darren's wide open, Dylan. All right. And then we dribble. We pass up that wide open opportunity to take another off the dribble 3-point shot with two guys guarding us. And it's easy to rebound out of that. All right. So here's the final play. I just like putting, y'all have such good games. Let's put the final plays up here. All right. So Zayden brings it down. Darren sees an opportunity. DJ has an option. Do I guard the ball or Dylan? Dylan, I think you should cut. If you cut, you'll have a layup, and if he misses, you'd have the rebound. All right, that's a good drive, and this is why this kind of ends up being a bad play. I think we try to get some quick movement early. DJ gets the paint touch. Braden, we got to know time and score because now that you didn't get anything, and that was great defense by Darren right there, we didn't get any shot. All right, all in all, I thought y'all played a really good game. We're going to look at this tape, make some adjustments. We got to do better guarding the baseline out of bounds plays. We got to value the paint touch and the playmaking that comes from it. All in all, good job, guys. We'll see you next week.